Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's Blair Johnson with the Badass Records podcast, reminding you that new episodes drop Thursdays. You can keep tabs on Twitter, Instagram, where you stream your audio, YouTube, etc. If you feel like supporting the show, make sure you check out the merch store at badassrecordspodcast.com. And if you want to hit me up about being on an episode with me in person here in Kansas City, or if you want me to travel to you, we can probably make that happen too. It's badassrecordspodcast at gmail.com. Appreciate you stopping by. Hope you enjoy the show. Nevertheless, thank you for being here.
Yes, sir.
MABkc.
We back.
I won't drop the government name like I did last time.
That's all good.
But that was a little over a year ago.
Yeah.
Episode 49. And we talked about life.
We had a good conversation.
Yeah, I'm glad you agree. Music, the music business, studio stuff. Some favorite albums. We had 3 twofers. So we had 2 Tupac, 2 Jay-Z, and 2 Joel Santana, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So what anybody in particular you've been listening to a lot of since in the last year?
Newer artist, I like Money Man.
Money Man.
Yeah.
Have I seen you post stuff about him?
I don't know.
Maybe. Okay. I don't know who that is.
He's a Atlanta-based rapper.
Okay.
He talks about like Bitcoin, crypto.
Oh wow. Has he been around for a minute?
Yeah, underground kind of.
Okay.
But now he's kind of like starting to pop.
Cool.
I like him though. He got like real motivational music. It almost is on the borderline of like mumble rap.
Okay.
But it's not. Like I can understand him. I think it's like a little bit of swag and a little bit of Atlanta, like,
sure,
fast talk lingo. But if you like really listening to what he's saying, he really like. I like people that like put you up on game and like kind of school you, teach you about something new.
Yeah.
Like that's why I'm trying to learn some stuff. I'm trying to get motivated.
Yeah.
We talk about getting in the gym, eating right.
This dude's talking about that stuff
for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Well, I guess that possibly answers a question I had for later, which is there has been a lot of positivity coming out of the Industry Sounds Facebook page.
Thank you.
Motivational stuff, smart thinking man stuff, take care of your body type stuff. So is he a source of?
Yeah, I've been on that kind of stuff myself as well. I don't rap about it, but I want to promote it as well. You know? Getting older, my body ain't the same as I feel these bones now and joints aching and
man.
And I'm like, all right, hey, I need one of those.
Dude, I had some stuff live in my left shoulder blade for like all of November and some of December, and it was unbearable. And it went away, and then it popped back up on the right side 5 weeks ago. I mean, it hurts right now, and it's throbbing down my arm, and my fingers are tingling. So I had an X-ray done. It's like C5, C6, C7, and some other vertebrae are all like degenerating. And I sent the results to my chiropractor, and he's like, "Yeah, you're old. Almost everybody starts having that happen." I was like, cool. So just pain now?
Yeah.
For, And he's like, you really need to have an MRI. And I was like, I've had one. Have you had one before?
Nah, I need one though. I ain't gonna lie. I know
Bro,
what I do.
It was awful.
It was.
Just because, I probably didn't have it done at a time I was taking great care of my body, and it turns out I'm a little claustrophobic. and I took a Xanax, but I took it like here and left, and then waited to be checked in, and then they get checked in, and then they take you back to the area, and you're waiting there, and so by the time I'm in there, I don't think it was doing much. They kept being like, if you don't lay still, we're gonna pull you out and just have to start over or cancel. And I was like, I'm just fucking breathing, like, and they're like, you get to listen to anything you want. And I picked it, and I hated it. It was like just nothing. Anyway, so I gotta do that to find out, like, there's obviously some pinched nerve shit happening in that.
I think the same thing's going on with me. Like, I know I got like a knot in my like shoulder. It's been there like for a minute. And what's crazy, back to the workout, when I consistently work out, like, I feel better.
Yeah.
But I can't consistently work out right now. Life is just, and that's an excuse, but
no, but I mean, consistently work out, consistently aim with all of your heart's desire at 8 hours of sleep.
Right.
Eat right. That. Yeah. I mean, everything says, hey, you got to do that. You're going to die early. It's like, oh.
I seen this quote. It was an older man. He says, every time you work out, you add 3 hours onto your life. I don't know how true that is or not.
Well, I know that muscle resistance, lifting, even if it's, just a cowbell, just doing something is supposed to, fight some level of deterioration that naturally is going to happen. So, I mean, it makes sense.
It does.
But so Money Man from Atlanta is somebody you've been listening to in the last year. Anybody else come to mind?
I like all the Griselda people.
Okay.
Benny the Butcher, he's out of there. It's another guy. 38 Special. 38 Special. He's hard. He's like Buffalo, New York guys. New York. Man, I know it's somebody else I'm forgetting, but it's kind of been my go-to.
Cool.
Still a lot of R&B.
Yeah. So Money Man, some elements of positivity, but the stuff that you're posting is coming from you.
Yeah, for sure.
And I mean, like, I'm constantly impressed that I suppose that you could make categories of positivity that each of those could be dropped in, but none of it really ever seems to be repetitive. Like, it's always a fresh idea.
Straight from the dome, for real.
Come from you.
Yeah.
And do you have, some kind of intention in sharing that? Is it accountability for yourself? Do you hope that others read it and take something? Is it both? Like,
both.
Okay.
Honestly, I do. People think I'm talking about people sometimes, but I think of it first from myself, or maybe I might see a friend or a family member in a situation, and I'm like, this is how I would react. Everything is based on our reactions, how we react to things. And I see so much negativity on social media in general, especially Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook for sure, but it's like, all right, if I can be that little piece of positivity to give someone a different view, to change someone's mind, then I'm going to be that,
Cool.
And I'm like this every day. I have bad days too, but I still preach to myself positivity. I mean, there's so much that can live in a negative space. I always tell people this too. We can destroy things way easier than we can fix them.
Yeah.
They're more negative words than positive words too.
Huh.
Very true.
Well, I think, back to taking care of your body, I think, negativity can appear in, illness or spots of pain or deteriorating abilities, something you used to be able to do when you were young. I mean, so a lot of that has a lot of good directions it can go for trying to balance the positive and the negative, especially on that old Facebook, man.
For sure. I feel like even just from a personal standpoint, and I'm not saying my life has been horrible or sucks or anything like that, but I've just seen so much like and gone through so much pain and trauma that I don't want to stay in that space. And we all go through it. I
Yeah.
feel like everybody we got all have problems. We all have different ones. So it's like I don't want to keep going through stuff, and I don't want to keep living through things I've dealt with or that I've seen some of my friends, family members deal with. So why don't I just share a piece of positivity? Hopefully someone like don't just like it. Hopefully,
Yeah. Yeah.
you get a piece of the message for you.
Yeah.
And you can read it however you want. If you think I'm talking about you, then hey, if the shoe fits.
Right. Right.
But that's not my goal. My goal is just to be a light,
I love it.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome. Last time you were here, hanging with MABkc from
Yo.
Industry Sounds with a
Hey.
Z, and we would be working on episode 109 at this point. So,
Nice.
What is that? Is that 60?
Yeah.
60 episodes between
Yeah.
stop 1 and stop 2.
Dope.
But last time you were here, I wound up talking background and life and work and recording and produce and some of your favorite records. But at the time, I think you weren't writing too much, or at least I think you said you had a few
break.
projects that had been kind of moved to the back burner.
Yeah.
And so Industry Sounds in Blue Springs is the OG, and
Yeah.
then and Iowa had just opened.
Yep.
Is it still alive and breathing? No.
It's I ain't gonna lie. This is the first time I'm announcing this too. I haven't announced it, but we're on the cuffs of potentially shutting down. Maybe not permanently, but we got to get some stuff in order out there.
Oh man, I thought that the spot was kind of oozing with the need for that space. Am I remembering correctly?
Yes, but I can't, for one, be in two places at once.
Nope.
It's tough, and it's a learning experience. And honestly, once again, living in the space, I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I'm not sad. I don't have any feelings towards it. Of course, I would love to see it go forward, but right now in my life, I'm learning to prioritize things because I used to start so many projects,
Yeah.
and just like I said, at the point I am in my life, I just got to re-strategize, rethink some things through. We've had some issues with keeping employees up there, a little bit tricky, and I've been up and down the highway so many times, I'm kind of tired.
No wonder you're going through cars.
I'm trying to tell you.
But so if I remember correctly, the books at Blue Springs, like you have been able to break even / turn a profit, maybe even pay yourself.
Yeah.
And then for the Iowa, you and somebody else were ponying up for that.
Mm-hmm.
So if it doesn't go the way, are you going to be okay? Like walking away? Okay.
I'm fine. I'm telling you, I've already set it stone in my mind that I'm cool. My business partner, which is my cousin, our communication, not anything bad. We still talk and stuff, but some of our communication hasn't been as clear here lately, and he has a lot going on too. So I'm a little older. I'm not saying I'm the gatekeeper or the golden sayer, but I'm like, hey, let's look at the facts. This ain't really working as well as we want to. Honestly, and to keep it a buck, even on record, like I said, I don't care. I'll share this piece of info, but some of our overhead is a little high because of the rent. That's probably our number one bill. So I'm like, I've been telling them, hey, let's try to find another spot location where, the rent would be a little bit cheap. Let's shut down for a second.
Yeah.
Let's regroup. Let's get it. And we had a couple of sit downs, But you know, our schedules are different.
Yep.
I got a lot going on. He got a lot going on. It's like, let's regroup here and let's try to find another place where, you know, maybe the rent isn't so high.
Sure.
And then we can probably keep things going. But I'm just not, like, a lot of people even up there, they want to book with me.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just can't be up there
No.
all the time. You know,
How do folks up there know you?
just from word of mouth
Okay.
and seeing me online. And we've had a couple other guys come and go. One of the guys, he was doing really good. Another studio picked him up.
Oh, okay.
You know,
So
things happen.
There's for on industrysounds.com, and there's a Z there on the end of sounds. There's a bunch of packages, and they're time related.
Yes.
And then some of them are like you can just have the space, or you can have the space and a person.
Yes.
And is that what you mean when people up there want to work with you? They
wanna
want
work
the
with
space,
me
and they want you to be there.
Yes.
So you're running the controls
Everything.
and giving advice,
lot.
maybe.
All that.
Okay. And you got little people, right?
Yeah. I got one daughter right
One.
now.
Okay. But she's
Right
young. You got another one on the way?
We don't know yet.
Okay. But your daughter's young, right?
Yeah.
Like you need to be here if you can be
for
here.
sure.
And
And I mean, you know, those conversations have been had. You know, this is what I do. This is what I want to do. So if they need me in Atlanta, you know, my whole family knows the deal. If they need me in LA, my whole family knows the deal. They're ready for
they meaning customers
it.
or artists or
My family.
oh, okay.
My family knows what to do, and if I need to go,
You got
be
family
somewhere
in all those places, Atlanta and LA.
No, I mean like my family here. They
Okay.
know to take care of
Okay.
what's going on. You know, my
Gotcha.
kid's mom, she knows what to do. She already knows the deal. So
Sure. So I'm hesitant to ask, but the other piece that we talked about was possibly Detroit, right?
yeah, still on the table.
Okay.
Getting closer.
Okay.
It's still on
so
the table.
whatever might happen in Iowa doesn't affect necessarily. Okay.
Nope.
Would it be possible that same scenario, like folks up there want to work with you, and again, you can't be in? I mean,
It could. So for that location, and I try to actually bring them with me today. I try to bring one or two people. I was gonna let you know, but
okay.
neither one of them could make it.
Sure.
I think they got a little frightened by
Okay.
you know, being on camera
Yeah.
and all that. And
Yeah.
like, but you know, my guy, his name's St. Marcus.
Okay.
He just dropped a project as well.
Really?
Yeah.
St. Marcus.
St. Marcus. We actually have the same producer
Okay.
for both projects. That the one I did. And I'm sure we'll get into
Yeah.
that. And St. Marcus has been with me for about 5-6 years.
Shaja Waves.
Shaja Waves.
Shaja
yeah.
Waves on the old
Shout out to Shaja.
Instagram. Shout
Yeah.
out for sure. Sorry, go ahead.
So St. Marcus is originally from Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
And he's been down here for a few years. And we've been, it's like one of my brothers.
Nice.
We're talking a lot. And he's like, man, I kind of want to move back. We potentially have an investor up there. I haven't got a chance to. I've got a chance to talk to him a few times, but I haven't got a chance to meet him. We're supposed to go up there the last time we got that little ice on the road. Kind of canceled our trip a few weeks ago.
Yeah. There was
supposed to
an
drive
ice
up
day.
there. Yeah.
No school.
Yeah.
Which
Right.
is another thing. It's like we had so many snow days and they all felt legit as kids. Now it's like, are you serious?
Yeah.
We don't even have buses anyway.
Well,
so that trip got canceled because of the weather.
That trip got canceled. Yeah. So we're trying to go up there next month and all sit down, meet, and talk about things, and hopefully everything is real transparent. What they want out the situation,
Sure.
what I want out the situation. But I don't think we'll have that issue up there because I'm not going to make my face known as much.
Oh,
you know?
okay. So to get Iowa off the ground, I mean, word of mouth traveling up there from here, or did you go up there and work with some folks to get it running, and that's
sure.
how the word of mouth? Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of the face up there as well.
And you you're able to step away from Blue Springs and it can run the way you want it to run when you're gone? Okay.
I feel like I'm still, I look at all the numbers. I'm a numbers guy, you know. I feel like I'm still the number one engineer, I guess, per se. But my other guys are doing well, and I actually just hired 2 new people. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Okay. So an engineer is who's with you, manning the gear and the equipment while you, the artist, are recording.
Correct.
Producer is after the fact, right?
It can be before or after. Producer, there's 2 different terms that are thrown out there. I'll tell you the real, and I'll tell you what people think it is. People call, and it can be both. People call the producer sometimes the beat maker.
Okay.
Sometimes that's a different job.
Okay.
A real producer is someone, he doesn't have to make the beat or the song. He can be the one putting it together, orchestrating how you do it.
Okay.
A lot of people don't have producers anymore, but a producer can be the beat maker as well.
Okay.
He can be the one putting the artist on the beat, saying, yeah, do this, do that. I like, whoop, whoop.
So how does one make a beat?
There's a lot of different DAWs and softwares now.
Okay.
Or you can take it old school with the hardware. I like the hardware. I like to do it both, mix of both.
Hardware includes
MPCs,
Okay.
beat machines, keyboards, anything you can physically touch.
Okay.
A lot of people now just use FL Studio on their laptop, which is great. I started on FL Studio, to be honest with you. It's my first program I had. I probably had like one or 2 programs before that, but my first, like, I don't know. At that time, the people that I came up with and that I was around, they considered it a toy, but it's came a long way.
Okay.
It's probably like most of the songs on the radio, hip hop rap that you hear, probably came out of FL Studio now. And it's changing. There's Logic, which is like GarageBand's big brother.
Sure.
What's the other one I haven't got into? Ableton is really, really nice. It's expensive as well.
Okay.
That's probably like the next program I'm gonna buy.
Okay.
I use a mix of both. So I use like MPC, and they have a software now, but I use a hardware software. I have keyboards, but I use a lot of different like VST virtual instruments.
Okay.
And
you follow Tick to Talk on Instagram? Really?
No, I don't know who that is. Tick to the Talk?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's this brother that he's got
I've probably seen the
everything, and he almost always starts, or the verbiage on his reels is almost always where it is from, and he's got a drum kit, and he whatever, and that there's a loop, and it's one track, and there's like 5 or 6 discs or circles visible on the screen, and so then the first one's full, and then he'll pick up a bass and lay down a bass line, and then he's got a guitar, and then he's got a keyboard, and he's awesome. And so it looks like a mix of both. Like he's using softwares and programs, but instruments too.
Yeah.
He's super cool.
I'm trying to get into content like that too, and that's another reason I'm kind of glad that I'm not running around crazy anymore, because I've really been, even with this album, I really been wanting to do more content, but it's only so much one person can do, and that was like the real like sayer of like how I should be moving forward. It's like, man, I can't do all this driving. I can't like be the one. Like I said, I'm a numbers person, so I'm like looking at the numbers. I'm like, who else is working?
And why haven't you figured out a way to clone me yet? Glad you mentioned it. I've been wanting to get there, but 90s Baby.
Yeah.
January 26th, of this year.
Yeah.
So it's not even 2 weeks old.
Nope.
Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Deezer, YouTube.
Everywhere. I laugh at that sometimes. Like, where can you find my album? Everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. So do I remember correctly that last time you were here, I feel like you said you had 3 things that were backburnered. Was this one of them?
This was one of them for sure.
And since our last conversation, has the vision or the final product changed from a year ago to dropping it? Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. It was kind of we had a different name for it.
Okay.
I think at the beginning, but it was kind of the same kind of theme. And getting back to my roots.
Sure. 9 tracks.
Yeah.
25, 35 minutes, somewhere in there.
25 minutes.
25 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw a post that said, it was addressing beat making, and it said somewhere, it said no samples. Is that, there's no samples?
No,
okay.
This is all samples.
Okay. So that was a post.
That was a different one. Yeah.
That was like, here's an idea of, or an example of what you can do if you come to Industry Sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because track 2, Night by Night, there's a keyboard or a piano riff that runs through it that I know from somewhere.
Yeah, it's a famous song.
Okay.
All these songs have came from that's why I wish Shajai, he was supposed to come with me as well.
Okay.
He's one of the guys that
got cold feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of told him last minute too.
Well,
but,
I mean, honestly, I've done one episode with 2 people.
Yeah.
And I told them they were like they were running a live music venue.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, yeah, it's got to be both of us. And I was like, I have one chair, one headphone, one mic, so you're gonna have to like literally lean into the mic, and this is all via direct message. Turns out they're like the most soft-spoken people on the planet, and they did not lean into the mic.
Oh no!
So the sound, and I don't, I record and export and save and plug it into this program. Well, I'm not messing with. I don't post production. I don't have those skills yet. So it, unless you're, and maybe this would be different for you and for him.
On that.
Well, like, you guys are around gear all the time and making stuff, so maybe it would be more on the brain for you guys to like lean into the mic or do whatever. But anyway, so this is. I cut you off again. This is all samples. And you were saying something about Shajai.
Yeah, Shajai produced the whole thing, and he has a Jay Dilla kind of style. That's his favorite artist, producer, whatever. He likes like Madlib as well.
Okay.
So he brought this style to the stage, I should say.
Okay.
We actually created a lot more songs. I just cut it down to 9.
Okay.
It was actually shorter. 2 of these songs came from another project that I just recently redropped as well.
Okay.
But I wanted to switch things up because he produced those 2 as well. So I was like, if it's the theme, let's throw them on there. And then I might do a deluxe too. So
Okay. So in that conversation about having projects on the back burner, I seem to recall a lot of energy associated with close folks that had passed.
Yeah.
And there were some shouts out and then maybe a post advertising that 90s Baby was going to drop.
Yeah, it was definitely,
Jay Mitch.
Yeah, it's my best friend.
Okay. From childhood?
Probably middle schoolish.
Okay.
He committed suicide.
Damn.
Yeah, 2015, I believe.
Okay.
14, 15. I want to say 15. That was like my right hand man. We made a lot of music together. We had a couple projects we did together as well.
And Big Walk. I remember you talking about him.
Yeah.
Also a recording artist and producer.
He's on a lot of my songs.
Okay.
Yep.
And then, excuse me, Russell Hustle.
He just passed away last year.
No kidding.
Yeah, he had sickle cell since he was like 13.
That sounds familiar. Like maybe he came up in our conversation.
He's on some of my records as well.
Okay.
So,
so your earlier stuff, Big Talk, a single from 2018.
Bag Talk, but yep.
Bag Talk. Oh.
Yep, you good.
I gotta do the old
Big Talk,
Bag
Bag Talk.
Bag Talk.
Yes,
Bag
sir.
Talk. And this is just me looking on Apple. Is that the first thing you ever dropped?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Did you tell me that before that you had put some stuff out and then pulled it?
I did.
Okay.
So that stuff is back out now.
Okay.
I dropped those one a week before the 90s Baby and one 2 weeks before.
Okay.
It's kind of just to get the hype built up.
Sure. Nice.
So 3 a.m. Music is one of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
It said 2018.
Yeah. That's when I originally dropped it.
Okay. And then if you pull something and put it back up, it keeps its original date?
You can put whatever day you want in.
Okay, gotcha.
I just felt it was right to, let people know the date of that.
Sure.
And that's dope that you looked and noticed that,
Yeah.
too.
So then Long Live Big Walk, an EP also from 2018.
Yeah.
Mo Love, EP from 2020.
Produced by D-Lo the Doctor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Local or no?
Yes.
Okay.
And he just recently got a placement with Tizo Touchdown.
Is that a label?
No, it is an artist, and I really don't know much about him, but he's got a big buzz, and he's got a lot of fans. He was on Drake's last album, so he got to be somebody.
Okay. Well,
I listened to a couple of his songs, and it was decent.
So placement meaning you're featuring on somebody's track?
Not me, D-Lo.
Right. No. But, right.
He produced a track on there, a popular song on there. Third Coast or something like that. Third World Coast.
So a producing track credit.
Yeah.
Is
that's good
for placement.
That's good.
Okay.
Especially for anybody in Kansas City. This is our dream to all do something. So for me, looking at that's like my little bro, he's got on with I could say major artist.
Yeah.
I mean, he working with Drake. You got to be somebody.
Yeah. I mean, did you see all the Drake stuff going around today? Apparently, his unit was on the web. It was everywhere. I was I don't know.
I seen a little bit. I'll just tell a quick story. Some girl that I follow on TikTok made a funny video, like at her like working, dropping her glasses, like I'm looking for the Drake video.
Right.
Like, so I was like, that's the first thing I seen. Then I get on Instagram later, and then it's everywhere on there. Like, I didn't see it.
Neither.
I don't want to.
Right. Yeah.
Whatever.
The first thing I saw was this girl on Twitter who has dabbled in the past in stand-up comedy, and now she's like doing like reaction shit. So you like pay her to follow along while she watches a movie. Anyway, she said the first thing I saw this morning was that on the internet, and now I understand why he was in a wheelchair in such and such TV show. I was like, God damn. Man. So let's see here. Mo Love, That's How You Know, single from 2022.
Yeah.
RPM 3.
Yeah, it's a classic right there.
2016.
Yeah. Everyone loves that album for some reason. I was just getting my feet wet, like finding myself in my style.
What's this one from 2017? Genius 2? No, that's not right.
Gemini 2.
Gemini 2. Is that are you a...
I'm a Gemini.
Okay.
I'm May 21st. I'm right on the cuffs.
3 a.m. Music from 2018.
That's a classic
and then
one.
90s Baby,
Yep.
just now. So when it was on hold, was it 9 tracks, and was it these 9 tracks, or...
There's more songs, and then it went down to 7. So, like I said, 2 of the songs were originally on 3 a.m. Music, and I feel like when I first put out 3 a.m. Music in 2018, it was 21 songs.
Oh, wow.
And I know everyone didn't listen to those 21 songs. So I was like, this is too long. So, and then I was going through a lot of just different stuff. Like I said, I lost my cousin, just drama with women and all kind of things.
Man. I 10 joints.
Yeah.
Caught me by surprise just a little bit, but not as much as stopping by and giving her the thunderfuck. I was like, how do you...
That's a bar right there.
Well, it is. And how do you... Have you ever been put on the spot by somebody that you're involved with, and you have to explain that it's just a bar? It doesn't mean...
Not yet.
Okay.
My grandpa's I told my dad I was gonna send him my project. I didn't. I definitely can't. I say my man ready for that type of stuff, and it's probably best,
Right.
If she wants to listen to it, I wouldn't like stop her,
Sure.
but it's just probably not an interest to her. She's gonna take it too far. But I let my pops listen to my music. My grandpa, he can listen to it, which usually goes to my grandma too, and she said some things before, but my wife honestly tells me this all the time. It's your art, and nobody can judge you.
She was my primary concern. I hadn't even considered your mom and your grandma, but I was like,
now my wife knows what it is, and she knows who I am, and
cool.
she's know what I've been through, and she doesn't judge me for that. You know, so that's one of the main reasons I love her, like too, because she doesn't judge me. Like I've been through a lot of those things that you hear, like. I ain't on no rap cap. You know what I mean? Like those bars, they mostly real, and I can't think of one where I'm really fibbing.
No. I just meant like it is your art. It does come from somewhere. You do put it out there, and then how it's expressed from you is going to be different from how it's listened to by others. And I couldn't remember if you were with your daughter's mom or not, but I was like,
not.
if he you're not.
I'm not. Yeah.
But
I am married now.
You're married.
Though. Yeah. I don't think I was not on that episode.
A year ago? You've been married since?
We've been married for a year now, so it's real close to that.
Wow.
Date. Yeah.
Okay. Man,
I'm bad with dates.
Same.
She's gonna kill me for this too.
No, maybe we'll cut it out.
We've been married for a year. Okay. It's all good.
Yeah,
I'm not perfect, dude. And I don't try to be. Like,
no,
she know my memory is bad as hell.
So, if a version of '90s Babies was one of your 3 projects on hold, what were the other 2?
I don't have names for them yet.
Okay.
I just got a lot of music in the vault, and I'm emptying the whole vault this year. Beats, music, everything. I'm getting it out.
Okay. So the process of making a beat, is it similar every time? Is it completely different every time? Does it start with a feeling? Does it start with a lyric? Walk me through the from scratch beat making.
I'm a sounds person, for real. So different sounds trigger, what I like to make. I actually don't know how to play any instruments. I don't know if we talked about this last time or not.
Maybe.
I fake play a little bit, but I do a lot of programming. And I could play, I'll say I'm probably best at keys, but I don't know a huge amount of scales. So I'll take my time and figure out my way around.
Sure.
You would think I know how to play. But I'm a really good programmer, and sometimes I do sample. So I borrow a piece from another record and chop it up, splice it up, and mix it around and make it my way. Add drums to it.
Sure. Now for that key riff from Night by Night that we were, are you exposed? Can the original? Can you get
potentially? I'll be hoping for that too.
What do you mean?
I feel like this is so. A lot of people shy away from samples because they don't want to get sued.
Yeah.
I feel like to get sued, you have to be doing something.
Somebody has to notice you.
That's kind of my standing ground.
Okay.
Like if someone's coming after me, that means I'm doing something. You know.
But okay.
And usually we can work out the situation.
Sure, I feel you there, but I feel like we talking about old school ways of making beats versus some newer, and there's a lot more technology involved.
Yeah.
And with technology, as we know, comes algorithms
for sure,
and things that can do jobs or tasks without a person.
For sure.
So I've changed the way that I plug audio samples into episodes. And I like the way that I'm doing it now. And so I'm constantly taking screenshots of songs that I hear that have cool bits to them. And then, I'll look at my list or look at the screenshots when I'm finishing an episode and ready to put it out. And sometimes, something will speak to me, and sometimes it's just totally random, has nothing to do with
that.
So, but I got to find 4 snippets.
Okay.
And it seems to me that if I keep them under 9 seconds, and they can't be butted up next to each other. There's got to be space between them. That seems to be the secret.
Okay.
But I
didn't know that.
But I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
But if I don't do that, there's a much greater chance that I'll get copyrighted on YouTube.
YouTube is good for it.
Well, so it's weird to me that put something up on YouTube.
I got you. Yeah.
And it gets copyrighted. And it's like, this isn't a strike. You don't have to do anything. But if this content ever becomes monetizable, you don't get anything.
Right.
But there's not that for your audio streaming.
Yeah. So I would say most of that is because of when we take a sample, we're pitching it up, pitching it down, detuning it, splicing it so much, adding more elements on top of it, phases, envelopes, different things like that high pass, low pass filter, that it's kind of masking it. It's not like we're taking a whole minute and just keeping it the same and rapping over it, So I think that's a reason why none of my stuff. And I've had friends get their stuff flagged. I just never have.
On YouTube or other places?
On other places as well. Like, I had a buddy, he made an album full of samples, and when he went to upload it to his distribution company, they was like,
"No,
yeah,
try again."
It was like, we can't. Or they did like a lot of them, and then it was like, you can't do this song because it contains a sample from such and such and such. But I feel like even some of those companies, they don't even care anymore. Everybody samples.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how hip hop was created, was off sampling. Like, so I'm gonna keep going till they shut it down.
So 90s Baby.
Yeah.
Came out in January, 9 tracks, 25 minutes, other stuff in the works, and you're dropping it all this calendar year.
I got another single already ready.
Okay.
Ready to go.
When's that? Do we get to know, or you?
Nah, I want to do some videos for 90s Baby first.
Okay.
I feel like I'd be cutting myself short and cheating myself if I just drop some more music. But videos are expensive, and I'm such I care about this stuff so much. Like, I go all the way in, so I'm trying to be more realistic as well.
Sure.
But I really have to have a video budget, and I'm trying to do some other things in my life too. So I'm still bouncing around, but I am gonna shoot some videos. I got something. I don't have a date lined up, but I got a video lined up for sure.
Wow.
Night by Night for sure is gonna be a video.
Okay.
Thinking about
that you'll shoot in Blue Springs.
I don't know where.
Okay. Is that space? Can you do videos?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a whole green room too. So
nice.
I can do some green screen kind of stuff.
What is that exactly? Because green room to me is from the stand-up comedy or the
backstage.
Yeah, where you hang out before you go out. But it also can mean that you have an artificial
chroma key. You could removing your background behind you.
Okay, and people want to do that. I understand on a Zoom call for work or whatever.
Just like that, yeah.
But why for art?
You can put yourself anywhere then,
Right.
If someone, and that takes a good video editor as well.
Okay. I mean, because I think we've all seen ones that didn't have.
Yeah,
good, exactly.
Dude,
you put this out? Okay.
And that's where I'm at. I don't want to put just nothing out anymore, I don't even care, if it took me another year to drop a video. I'm going to make sure when my video comes out, it's going to be nice,
Okay.
Taking my time with it.
So that's in the works.
Yeah.
Possibly, would it be out this year or just?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm probably going to do 3 videos to 90s Baby, and then I'll move on to the next one.
Well, I mean, since we're there.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
So the videos, maybe.
Sorry, it's a little blurry.
No, it's fine.
It was weird. It said both the images said they were like 1,000 by 1,000, and then when I went to save them, they were tiny, and so it turned out blurry. But anyway,
Night by Night, down for me for sure. I know where I want to shoot that at too. About Time, maybe. And then maybe Welcome Back. So that's 4. Yeah.
And videos, each one of those will not be cheap
No.
to shoot.
No, especially Down for Me. That's going to be expensive as heck.
How can you, just because of the idea that you have?
The idea that I have,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And I'm big, like, thanks for that. I needed that.
Absolutely.
Like I said, my memory is bad. I could probably, it'd take me a second, but I could probably come up with it if I thought about it.
Sure.
Know? But just like me, I'd like to take care of everybody. That if you're not working for free, I don't care if you are holding the mic. I don't care if you holding the. I'm taking care. We eating. We doing all of that.
Good.
We're gonna be in good spirits. I want everybody in the room to feel good, feel comfortable, feel like they're important because they are. I don't let nobody. We're too grown for that.
Right.
Unless you owe me. You know what I'm saying. You're not working for free.
Right. Right. So possibly four videos.
Possibly
you
4.
want to shoot this year. You want to release everything that's in the chamber
for real,
song wise.
Yeah. Get it out.
Where is this hunger, determination coming from? Is it because you've already got an idea of what you want 2025 to look like, and you need to have this stuff done, or how is this?
I feel like I've been holding myself back.
Okay.
For real, for a long time.
In the songwriting, in everything?
In everything.
Okay. Can you say a little more?
To go in more depth about it, I feel like, I'm going to say it again, but I feel like I just really played myself like with time. I mean, we had COVID, that didn't help, but just, I was going through some things in life, personal things as well.
Sure.
Financial things, being self-employed, don't always have the biggest budget to do what I want to do.
Keep using that word, budget, and it's like, if the things you want to do are expensive and you're a numbers guy, and it's like, it makes me anxious to think about, okay, we can take from these spots to make this happen.
Yeah.
But then you got all these other things you want to make happen too.
I feel like too, at times that I'll say I was up or had some money, I might have wasted some of it. I didn't use it wisely,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just once.
Not just once,
Yeah.
because you like when, and especially like the studio, it has good seasons and bad seasons. When you're good, you like, oh, I'm about to make this tomorrow. Ooh,
Yeah.
You living life, having fun. Like I said, I take care of a lot of people around me too. So I'm making sure my daughter is spoiled. My niece got what she want. Parents is cool. Like, even they don't
here too.
Yeah, they don't need nothing from me, but
Right.
I still want to make sure everybody good. So, and then myself, and I don't even do it like I used to do it anymore. So,
What do you mean by that?
like I used to go like on little shopping spurts. I wouldn't say sprees, but spurts.
Treating yourself
for sure.
Yeah.
You got to, know, and my food is probably my biggest,
Okay.
like one of my biggest things.
Are you rapping in one of the 90s Babies tracks saying I used to be fat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you meant that.
I did.
And you weren't using a different definition of the term. You meant
Yeah.
you used to be a larger human than you are now.
A little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm like 230 and I still need to drop down probably 220, 230. But I was 268 at one point. That was the biggest I got.
Okay.
And it showed.
Are you so you are going to the gym?
Not consistently.
Not consistently.
But yep. I got 2 gym memberships.
Hey. So are you managing to do a little bit of lifting and a little bit of cardio?
I love cardio.
Okay. What's your go-to?
Elliptical.
Okay.
And then I get on a treadmill.
Oh, both?
Yep.
Okay.
I feel like the treadmill, I'm not a good runner. I got very, very flat feet. And it'd be so funny to say this. When I was younger, I had a small asthma attack, and I had asthma, somewhere along the lines, I don't know who told me this, but I swear on everything, someone told me I outgrew it. A doctor told me I outgrew it.
I was diagnosed with 15. I know because I was like fucking around with driving for the first time. reactive airway disease, which I had never heard of before.
Heard of that.
But as I got older and
serious.
talked to other doctors, they're like, it's kind of like a youthy version of asthma, and sometimes people can outgrow it.
Okay,
and
maybe that's
like,
what it was.
Huh. Now, I've never had. I mean, this was like spending a weekend in a farm in a rural small town in Missouri, and I wind up in the emergency room because I can't breathe.
Yeah.
That hasn't happened, but if I get real sick, everything loves to just live in my lungs.
Yeah.
So that it always, makes
me
nervous.
I feel the same, man, and I feel like also, not to cut you off either, my fault.
You're good.
I have a hard time breathing. Like, even my wife, she's like, dude, when you sleep, you just not just snoring. It's like you breathe hard as hell. She's like,
oh wow, okay.
Yeah. So like I can't run long distance. Like if I don't think about it, I can't. I have some good days in the gym where I'm like, damn, like you did that.
So you are wanting, you're being pushed or motivated internally to get all of these things accomplished that you want to get because you have maybe a little bit of regret from how time was spent in X, Y, and Z phase of your life. Is that?
Yeah. I feel like I spent a lot of time helping, and I'm not mad. I'm not mad at any of these things. I'm not down on myself or nothing like that. But I spend a lot of time helping other people, and I kind of pushed my dreams and my stuff to the side. And like I said, I'm completely content with it. But it's time to put this stuff out because it's gonna end up in a graveyard.
Man, so I'm for myself connecting a few dots here, and if it doesn't apply to you in the same way, please correct me. But we talked about the occasional bug when seasons change.
Yeah.
Reflecting on the way that we have spent time, money, energy in the past, getting old, like all of these things can, if you foster it and allow it to result in this feeling of like, I deserve to do this for myself.
For sure.
Because like it's not like an ego thing or an entitled or a puffy chest kind of thing. It's just like, there's for me, there's an appreciation in arriving at a point where you can look back at chunks of your life and been like, not the wisest, but I'm pleased and blessed that I am able to look and say what those things are, and then use it for the direction going forward. Is that some of what's happening for you?
For sure, especially I like to revert to this too, like just being from where we are in Kansas City. It's not easy here. Nothing is easy, and we don't have those mainstream connections and stuff like that. I've been blessed to be in the room with some great people too, and just being a little bit of shy or not having the confidence. I think that's been a little bit of it as well. I'll throw those two in there. I'm not super outspoken. I like to learn though. I would rather watch and learn than to just be rambling, in front of some people that I think are great, So when I'm in those rooms, I'm picking up on things, and I've learned a lot from the greats that I've been in the room with as well. But I feel like it's time. We ain't getting no younger. It's time to do the thing. And I feel like as well, I haven't burnt myself out as an artist, and I think that that's super important. Like I feel young still.
Not even teeny tiny bit?
I don't think I'm burnt out.
You see, I don't. I feel like distant whispers from the burnt out tribe, like trying to approach. And, like I can kind of matumbo them away. You know what I'm saying? And be aware and observant that was a message trying to creep its way in, and then it's literally like, no, I still really love the thing that I'm doing, and I don't know what the fuck that was, but I'm not gonna give it any energy.
Yeah, the other like stigmas is like hip hop's a young man's game and all of that. And it is. I mean, that's who they target, but there's been artists in the last few years that are older than me getting on.
No kidding?
Yeah.
Really?
All those Griselda guys.
Okay.
Yeah, they just now getting, like, probably 2 years ago, but they're just now getting on and established. And there's other people as well that are older than that. Like, so it's still.
I've seen a lot of that over the years in the writing world. And it's like.
That's cool, too.
Somebody in the form of one of these, I don't know who needs to see this post, but such and such author, didn't publish their first thing until they were 62. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I should take a little bit of pressure off and be genuine and enjoy and create and express.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
And that's what makes and this is why 90s Baby was made too.
Okay.
It's because it's a it's just capping all of those times where this is how I felt, coming up. This is how I felt growing up. Like I said, there's some songs missing that will be on the, a deluxe version, but it just capitalized, or not capitalized. It what's the word I'm looking for? Captivated all of those times into one short. Hey, this is who I am. This is what I've been doing. I've been doing this stuff, like, for real, for a long time. A lot of people don't like. It's crazy because, like I said, I don't promote myself enough, but a lot of people were like, bro, I didn't even know you rapped.
Wow.
Like, bro, I've been rapping for a long time.
Yeah.
For a long time.
And I don't think I've mentioned it, so shame on me, but MABkc.
Correct.
MABkc is if you're going to go to your
any social media.
You're everywhere.
Yeah.
Your audio streaming platform of choice.
Exactly.
Apple, Spotify, Deezer, whatever.
Social media too.
MABkc. You got it. The same handle everywhere. Okay.
Everywhere. Yep.
I do have to tell you that I have a gripe.
Okay.
About 90s Baby.
All right, say it. Put it out there.
This is the language nerd coming.
Go ahead.
I can't. So the apostrophe in between the 0 and the S.
Oh, somebody messed it up.
Well, the proper spot for it to be would be before the 9.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. See?
Because
that's why I need people on my team like this.
When I saw it, whenever we messaged and I saw it, I was like, fuck, I bet it's too late because he's probably already got the graphic. And then I saw that you did, let's see.
I need these type of people on my team.
MABkc, Payne.
He did the graphics.
He's a recording artist too.
Yes, he is.
And anyway, so the, Oakland A's is not right either. And that's decades and decades old. That's not. That shouldn't be an apostrophe.
That was my worst subject in school. I'll admit now.
And it was the only one that I was decent. Everything else was just garbage.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Thank you for telling me.
Yeah, absolutely.
We know now. And honestly, there's probably 4 other 90s Baby projects out there spelled the same way.
I mean, it's people don't know, man. And I work
before the 9.
Yeah, because so an apostrophe is either a contraction, shortening 2 words into one, or it's demonstrating possession, like MABkc's studio. MABkc apostrophe S. And so what has been shortened is 1990.
90, correct.
And the the decade of the 1990s don't own the baby.
Nah, that
right?
doesn't.
So
I get it.
Anyway, but I see people do it. Hey man, I got Royals tickets, and it's like L apostrophe S. I'm like, what do you? Where you didn't see that anywhere? You just did that. Like it's anyway. Beyond that, I thought it was very enjoyable. Little short for me. Great. Which is album run times these days.
Yeah,
are
that was on purpose. Okay. Honestly,
yeah.
Because people's attention span is just short. I had one complaint, and I mean, one of my buddies, he's like, I love the whole project, but it was just too damn short.
Well, and the only reason that I say that is because, I don't think before we sat down last time that I listened to any of your stuff.
Okay.
And it made me aware that I didn't even I was more focused on getting your story and listening to some of your favorite records so that I was familiar with them. But it's like I could have. Like all of these titles that we just listed, going back to 2016, were probably visible for me to search. Maybe
Mola wasn't on there.
Okay,
I don't think Gemini 2 was on there.
Okay, but I could have
3 a.m. music wasn't on there.
I could have seen evidence to what you just said.
Sure.
I've been rapping for. I mean, I knew you rapped. I knew you wrote. But to go and listen to 90s Baby, I mean, it's a 50-50 chance if I'm going to like it or not.
For sure.
And if I dislike early, like how tuned in am I going to be for tracks 6 through 9?
Yeah.
Probably not very. But I mean, I liked it and I listened to it again.
Thank you.
And that was the only thing was like, and I totally get it. Kadesh Flow was on.
Shout out to the Kadesh Flow.
Shouts out for sure. Not too long before your first episode.
Mm-hmm.
And we might have talked about this, you and I, during our first chat, but he talked about having to adjust his week to actively and intentionally have space for working on digital stuff, social media, and just working on it.
It's a tough game. Yeah.
And so we were at the time I was trying to make a bunch of TikToks out of every episode, and eventually I ran out of steam and couldn't keep up. But we were talking about length, and I was like, and this is at this time 3 minutes was the ceiling.
Right.
Now you can do like 10, right?
Yeah, you
on
could,
TikTok.
I think so. I think you do longer for sure.
But so of every single clip I was putting up were 3 minutes long, and he was like 30 seconds, dude.
Yeah.
That is, if it's not, and then I tell people that story, and other folks are like, dude, if you don't have me in 3 seconds,
you're gone. Yeah.
It's just like, damn.
I can't say I hate TikTok, but I despise of it.
Well, it felt like a year ago, it felt like it was riding high and riding strong and not going anywhere. But I feel like it's quieted down just a little bit. And, reels and stories on Facebook and Instagram have probably intentionally challenged that.
Mm-hmm.
But nevertheless, I get it. I'm glad there's more stuff to come.
Yeah. This was just to me, it was just a preview of saying, hey, I'm still here. Or I'm here if you didn't know. Check this out. I don't want to overwhelm you.
Right.
Let me get back out there.
So last time we talked, I think I asked you about the writing process, and I think you talked about punching in.
Yep, still do it.
Okay. So, and is that the only way that you write? Are you ever pen and paper or phone?
Sometimes.
You're a mix. You're all okay.
I'll say the phone more now. I used to love to write, but honestly, I don't have any time to anymore. I love beats. Like Shaja did this whole joint. I love other producers' beats, too, So I literally got to pick out a beat, and what I don't even like to listen to it over and over and over again. Put me in the booth with fresh thoughts.
Really?
Yeah. And we can go back and change stuff later if we need to and all of that. But nah.
So you're communicating with the producer.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with the beats that the producer is going to bring before you get there?
Sometimes. Most of the time, it's on the spot. All on the spot.
Really?
Yeah. Down For Me, we knocked that out in like 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
Straight through.
And the beats you had not heard.
Nope.
And the words that you rapped you had not just
straight from here.
Wow.
Promise you.
That I mean that's that's wild. Like in the sense that, well, I've never tried to do it that way, but it makes me anxious thinking about, because you want it to be amazing, right? You know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, I'll say this. I'll say two things on that as well. Being around some of those greats that I've gotten a chance to be in a room with, that's how most of them record.
Okay.
A lot of artists now, they do that as well. It's just a different. There's different styles of writing. Let's just say that too.
Yeah.
But it allows you to say what's on your mind at that time, right off the top of your head. There's no pressure. And we can always go back and fix, I'll fix some things that I said originally. And it's hard for me to go back and fix things, but, because I feel like my voice is different all the time.
Sure.
And, going through that, you got your good days. You almost have to relive that same day to capture those same feelings sometimes,
If you want the authenticity.
Exactly.
To be on par with,
Yeah,
okay.
So we got through it, though.
Nice. So 90s Baby by MABkc.
Go check it out.
Are you, I think we talked before about seeing numbers. Are you seeing any traction?
A little bit. They're just now rolling in because they're usually like a week or two behind.
Okay.
So they're just now rolling in. Not super high.
Sure.
But I haven't also did any real promotion besides Instagram and Facebook.
Okay. Now, will that change, or is that just okay?
This with the videos and stuff like that, and I feel like I've been kind of even quiet on social. I'll make a status on Facebook. I'll, talk here and there on Instagram, but I need to start putting more pictures and videos and different content out. That's how you get your buzz going.
Sure.
I'm not, like I said, I don't want to just kill this project off. I just dropped it. We're only in, I dropped it late January. Yep. We're only in the beginning of February. Yep. So, I still got time. And like, I used to get in my own head about that. Like, oh, it's old. But, that's an artist thing. And I could push this thing for the next 5 years,
Right.
For real.
So Shaja Waves is the producer, and you guys know each other from?
We met at Industry Sounds from another artist, probably 5-6 years ago, maybe more than that.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. He's a rapper too. Yeah.
And MABkc, the graphic designer, know him.
Studio too.
Okay.
And he was recording. He still is a recording artist. He was recording with me. And Love Macy, shout out to her. She was like, I was looking for somebody to do my graphics, and Payne, like, he's been doing my studio flyers, everything lately. I was like, man, I've been working with different people on the communication, but Payne, he gets back to you right away.
Hey,
and his turnaround time is fantastic too. And he's not super expensive. He's easy to work with. Like, he really brings my ideas to life. I'll be like, man, nah, I don't like this. He's like, all right, hold up. Cooks up something else. He's like, what about this? I'm like, yeah, I might have a couple of tweaks and changes, and he's still,
Sure.
It's easy to work with, and he's, like I said, the communication thing, that's what I'm big on right now.
And the whole thing was recorded at your spot at Industry Sounds.
Yep. By me. Recorded, engineered, mixed and mastered.
I don't think I saw you give yourself a credit for.
I did on the back cover. It is
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when we were messaging, you were maybe kicking around the idea of doing some physicals. Are you still
am? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you done that before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to order thousands of CDs and flyers and stuff. And
what about vinyl?
Nope. Never did any vinyl. That'd be dope. I probably would. Do a short run, or at least to hang in the house or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Do you have a person?
I don't.
Okay.
You know somebody?
I probably have people in my notes from that, but nothing, jumps out. And dedicated again to J. Mitch, Big Walk, and Russell Hustle.
R.I.P. my guys,
That's
my
right.
brothers.
What else? Let's see here. So it does feel like 2024 is full and mapped out for you.
Yeah.
Are you a person that sees further ahead than a handful of months into the following year? And
sometimes too far ahead.
Okay. And what do you think you'll be? This is kind of an energy source and a push for you right now to record these, to engineer them, to drop them, to make videos for. 2025 will be similar energy behind what kind of project?
I definitely want to get. So I feel like this was a more serious tone, of music. It wasn't like, super sad or, anything, but this was a more serious tone. But I do want to get back to having fun.
Okay.
Within my music. And
sure.
That's just like really making music with more of my friends, doing collaborations.
Ooh, I like that.
A lot of collaborations. It doesn't have to be my friends, but collaborations is what I'm aiming for next. Even with me being a producer, like I don't have to be the artist.
Right.
I'm one of them guys, and hopefully this answers your question too. I'm one of them guys, like I don't care what position I get. I'm going to play that one. You know, I just want to be playing.
Yeah. A couple tracks had some features, right?
I had one feature on there for sure, and I had a couple other people do some elements on there. So.
Okay. Track 3, Listen Close, has freestyle in parentheses.
Yeah.
Meaning?
Freestyle.
Okay.
Same. I mean, it's kind of the same thing, but I'll say on that one, because I punch in, I ran through that one more.
Okay.
So,
interesting.
Yeah.
And then the next track 4, Down For Me, featuring Quite Frank.
Yeah.
Who's Quite Frank, and how do you know?
He's one of my good friends from high school.
Okay.
And he was at the studio that day that, like I said, on that track, we'd finished that song in 15, 20 minutes. Wasn't over an hour. I know that for sure. It was just vibing, and I was like, "You want to sing on here?"
He was there just circumstantially.
Yeah,
it wasn't
actually
like,
no, we didn't plan it out or nothing. I promise you.
Wow,
everything was on the spot.
Cool.
St. Marcus actually, I didn't give him credit, but he actually recorded that song.
Okay,
he was the engineer on that one.
So more stuff like that, maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
Where you're featuring, or maybe other folks are featuring on you.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, I'll do a feature. I'm not like gonna charge them or nothing. Like unless it's like completely not worth my time, then I might send you an invoice. But like even if you was like, yo, I need you to do this,
sure.
I got you. Like
sure.
I'm not at no level where I had this conversation with two people the other day. They're like, I think I need a manager. I'm like, a manager for what?
It's an important question to ask.
Yeah.
If you're saying you think you need one.
Yeah. But they didn't.
They didn't have an answer.
They didn't. They didn't need one. It's just like, and this other guy, one of the same guys, he was like, I'm about to start charging people $100 for features. I'm like, who's inquiring for your features?
That's
Crickets.
Question that. Yeah.
I'm like, how about you tell people that you want to work with them, and you start featuring yourself on their songs and collaborating with people. That was my advice to him, and I'm doing the same thing. I've been doing this for a long time. Now, if there's a situation where such and such that has a certain statue or status reaches out and they want to work with me, well, let's talk about where this is going, and let me get my splits. Let me get my royalties.
Sure.
I do want to eat still, but if it's a bunch of local stuff, like let's work together.
Yeah.
Let's build. You can gain some of my fans. I can gain some of your fans.
Heck yeah. So Industry Sounds in Blue Springs was 9 years old last year. Is that so? It's 10 now.
Yeah.
And all of the stuff, the releases and the titles that we mentioned just a little bit ago, are within that, like their date, their stamp date is within since Industry Sounds was born.
Mm-hmm.
So has everything been recorded there?
Yeah.
And have you ever been in one of these potential collaboration situations where you record stuff elsewhere?
Mm-hmm.
And how does that feel? Are you?
I don't. It doesn't bother me.
You're not like, well, I wouldn't do that way.
No.
If we were at my place, I'd be doing.
Actually, that Listen Close track, that was recorded at a studio in Denver, Side 3. And I did like I bought like a 4 or 5 hour session. I can't even remember. I recorded like 5 songs there. Yeah.
And then you have them how?
Oh, they made me mad. But I had to pay to get my files. The dude said he loaded them on my USB drive and never did.
Wait.
And I should have checked.
But you paid for the time.
I did, and they made me.
That doesn't come with the files?
They made me pay for my files. I was so
that?
mad. No.
If somebody books time with you, they get the files.
That's your music. That's how I feel.
Okay.
But I'm also a artist as well. So I look at it in that point. Now, if you ask me for all your songs...
Why would I want to come record at your studio and walk away with nothing?
Man, they played me, man. And it wasn't cheap to get my files either. If I was up there, I would have went up there. But, of course, I'm here, and I was trying to put out my album. So I was like, whatever. Y'all got over me. Yeah, I paid the cost, Wow. So, yeah. So some of those songs was recorded at Side 3. Mostly the ones off 3 a.m. music, and then... Listen Close was recorded up there, yeah.
Okay. Man, it's good stuff. I mean, not that particular piece, but...
It's all good. It's a lesson, too, that I learned,
Yeah.
Because I was going to keep doing business with them, but now I see how y'all are. Mm-hmm. So now I take my business elsewhere.
When one goes to Industry Sounds, with a Z on the end there, .com, you can book time.
Yep.
There's packages like we mentioned. There's also a beat store.
Yep.
Tell me, is that a thing folks do? Is that something that you came up with?
I didn't come up with it, but I've been producing since I got started as well. So people inquire about my beats, and this is probably like the easiest way, even though I can't say people use it because I can track all that data and stuff. People do play beats on there maybe every day.
Okay.
Definitely every week. I don't know who, but someone's listening. I feel like, and I'm on the same way. Like, honestly, I've sold beats from my beat store as well. But honestly, face to face, I've had the most transactions.
Okay.
Partly because I'm a great salesman.
Nice.
But I know how to sell beats too.
Okay.
I can if you have the intentions to come and buy a beat, I'm going to sell you one. Like, if you have your money ready, not that you
right.
you don't know and don't think about it, but if you're there with me in person and when you find something, you may not love it, but you like it, I can get it gone.
Okay. So you can book time.
Yeah.
You can purchase beats.
For sure.
There's access to all the socials.
Yep.
Let's see.
You got to the new website because it was shut down for a minute.
Well, it looked. I didn't remember it looking this fresh.
Thank you.
From a year ago.
Yeah. We had to do some tightening up.
So
there's merch on there.
There's merch. Okay.
Yep.
And I wrote down all the socials somewhere.
All Industry Sounds.
Right, but I mean, TikTok,
YouTube,
Instagram, Facebook,
Snapchat.
Does you, as a business owner, do you use Snapchat?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I hate it too.
Why would somebody
TikTok, Snapchat? But go ahead.
I mean, maybe it's an age thing, but if I'm an artist and I'm like approaching serious about recording my stuff. Yeah. And so now I'm looking for a place. I come across your place.
Yeah.
Why would I reach out to you on Snapchat?
It happens. It doesn't happen a lot. I mean, and I'm cool with it. But I realized I had a MABkc Snapchat. It's no longer valid. Probably for some good reasons. Right before I got married, too, that mug disappeared.
Hey. Bye-bye.
It was wild. But I hate when people actually try to book with me on Snapchat. I hate it because Snapchat, like, it doesn't delete, and you can save your whatever,
yeah.
But it's like hard to remember that you're having a conversation with somebody on there. But
sure.
I also feel like
been messaging somebody on Instagram and you accidentally turn on vanish mode.
Yes.
You're like, whoa.
I hate it.
Hey. I gotta believe that's just how Snapchat is.
Yeah.
If you need to go reference the conversation.
Exactly. And I have a website that's so easy to use.
Email address and a phone number.
All of that.
Yeah.
But Snapchat, I'll say a lot of young people do like communicating on there.
Okay.
So it is a way to communicate.
Yeah. Not 49-year-olds.
Yeah. And on the business aspect, I do like promoting on there.
Okay.
Like when we have events and stuff coming up,
Okay.
it's a way to grab people.
Sure.
And we get a lot of responses like that too. So people want to see us in the studio, you know.
So book time, buy beats, buy merch, community access to all the socials.
Yeah.
What else is on industrysounds.com?
I got a page on there to kind of showcase some of our networking events that we've done, other flyers, and then there's some videos on there. And then there's a video of the studio that I had a guy shoot. It kind of gives you the tour of the studio through a drone. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I was like, get the fuck. That
Yeah.
definitely was not something I saw last time around.
Nah, yeah, and
then the part where all the folks,
yeah,
all
my guys, my engineers, yep,
super professional.
Thank you, thank you.
And they're not all here, right?
These guys are here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not all from here, but yeah.
I thought I saw Florida or maybe that was where somebody's from.
Yeah, I think one of the guys did some schooling out there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep, he did. Yep.
Cool.
He did Full Sail.
Well, I had I think I was just forming a list of closing questions last time you came around, and that has evolved a little bit. So I got a new set for you.
Let's hit it.
So first one is you're given the ability to have lunch with anybody of your choosing, dead or alive. Who are you choosing and why?
Man, you know what? I feel like I be knowing these questions when no one asks me.
Right?
Oh, man. Just for time's sake, I'm going to say my grandma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mom's side or dad's side?
My mom's side.
Okay. And just because she is or was a special...
For sure.
Okay.
You know how grandmas are, and she passed away when I was about 8 years old, so it'll be nice to catch up with her.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Do you remember the show Fear Factor?
Yeah.
Okay, so what would be the absolute worst Fear Factor scenario for MABkc?
Damn, I know this one too. Man, I wouldn't fuck with no like mice or rats. You know, they don't bother me, but like you couldn't like throw a whole bunch of them on me or something like that. Ugh. I could do snakes, spiders. I got a hole in the back from a brown recluse.
Oh, for real?
For real, still there. That shit happened in like 2009.
So my old man, who's been gone about 22 years, when I moved back to KC in 2000, I worked with him for a little bit. He had his own exterminating company. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot more to it than just spraying for bugs.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, a lot. And so a few years ago, I heard something under my kitchen sink, and it turned out to be a rat. And so I was like, you got this. Fucking go get a trap, set it, get rid of it, you know? And sure as shit, like, I went to bed. The next morning, it was not, the trap was sprung, and it was not in it.
Oh, man.
It was off to the side and no longer alive. But I was like, oh, this is a rat. And I had a little mouse trap. I bought a bunch of them.
Yeah.
That evening, I hear another sound. And I mean, what happened was, right after we bought this place, we had a garden at our old place, and it was just, it always turns out to be like, it's her deal, but a lot of the work is, you know, and I didn't sign up. I'm like, I'll just get the produce from the grocery store. You know, I appreciate I respect the idea, but I don't want to. Anyway, so when we moved in here, we built an above bed and pushed it up against the house. And our second baby was born, 10 months after that. And so it got maybe 2 seasons of use, and then it's just been sitting there, like, weeds grow out of it and blah, blah, blah. Well, it turns out that if you take like a twin size bed shape object and push it up against the wall of the house, it makes real nice shelter.
Mm-hmm.
And so a whole rat family was living under there, and then made their way into the crawl space, and then made their way into my kitchen. And several times I was home and away around and doing stuff, and the wham, and then you hear the thing in there fighting.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's just like, by the time I had caught 8, I didn't have the nerves for setting because sometimes you set,
that's hard, yeah,
and it snaps, and you're like, God fucking damn it,
yeah,
and you got to redo it.
You're never ready for that.
And then I gotta, once it's I'm setting it here, but then I'm gonna move it down underneath the kitchen sink. Anything can happen.
Hopefully it doesn't. Yeah.
By the time I had caught 8, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I thought I was I was being efficient.
Yeah.
And I was dealing with the gross and being tough, and I'm saving money.
Yeah.
But by 8, bro, oh my God.
Got a call for backup.
I did. And you know what? They came and charged me a whole bunch of money and said a whole bunch of their versions of what I was already doing. Mm-hmm. And I had already caught the last one.
Oh, damn.
But
it's the peace of mind.
Yeah. And it turned out I needed to have a plumber come and address something in the crawl space, which I think was their access point. Mm-hmm. I got rid of the garden bed and filled all the holes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes people struggle to come up with an answer for that question, and while the rats and the snakes and the spy, all that stuff freaks me out, I think the biggest freak me out thing is being buried alive.
Ooh.
Like, I always go to Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Uma Thurman.
I don't think that'll freak me out.
No?
Nah.
If you woke up in a fucking coffin under the ground?
Nah.
Bro. You're built different. As kids like to say.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're given the ability to visit your past self at any age. What age are you choosing, and what are you saying?
I'm going back to high school.
Okay.
I'll be telling the young folks this. I wasn't very, I'm smart as hell, but I wasn't very good and attentive to class and stuff. But I would have did better just to get, I didn't really go to college. I did the community college thing, but I would have did good in high school, got the full college experience, and I'm not upset. I still got to go to colleges and kick it later on in life and stuff like that, but I probably would have did a little bit better in school.
Okay. Do you go see folks doing live performances,
for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you buy merch of the
when I can?
Okay.
For sure.
Now,
if I like them.
Is it Mo Money or Money Man out of
Money Man?
Money Man.
I have not seen him live.
Okay, he's coming to KC.
Yeah.
You've got a T-shirt of his. Are you wearing his T-shirt to his show?
Probably not.
Probably not. That's the correct answer.
In my world, that's a groupie. He probably would agree with me too.
Well, I always just say, I know that you're a fan of his because you're at the show that I'm at. Show me. This is your opportunity to show me what else you're into.
Yeah.
So
maybe if it was like I'm sorry. Maybe if it was like a rock group or something. It's just the same.
Yeah,
okay.
Same.
Okay.
The last time you were here, the phone number that I have for you was iOS, and now it's Android.
Yeah.
Why the change?
Okay. We could talk about that too. I still have an iPhone.
Okay.
So it's there.
Sure. But when you were operating with the iPhone and the number that I had for you, you were a read receipts on?
I had 2 iPhones.
Okay. Now, on the iPhone that I was messaging you on with the read receipts on, is that intentional, or did you just?
No, I sorry. So let me break it down.
Okay.
I had 2 phones.
Okay.
Both iPhones.
Okay.
It was getting a little expensive.
I bet.
That's 1. 2, I'm getting a lot of calls from Des Moines.
Okay.
So I don't think you called me, but if you call me, it says, and it's my voice sounding probably super sleepy, hey, this is Industry Sounds. press 1 for Blue Springs, press 2 for Des Moines.
Oh.
So I have a phone app that I'm the only one you can text right now, but I have a phone app for that number that you have. It's my business number. You can have my personal number if you want.
I mean, whatever.
Hey, you see, I still respond.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
absolutely.
But I have a business number that I set up, and that's probably going to change soon, depending on, what we do. But
Yep.
and it was always like that. One was my personal phone, one was my business phone. But I wanted to set up this service so that when they call, if they calling for Des Moines, then my cousin and so forth, they answer the phone. So for Blue Springs now, if they call, it's me and then commanding order on down. Mm-hmm. So we're not missing business, we're not losing business,
sure.
and stuff like that. So I still have the iPhone.
Okay.
I am a iOS user, Mac
Sure.
user for sure. But I just had to separate the two because of just getting too many phone calls.
Yeah. So, but the read receipts part, is that an intentional move or?
Even on my iPhone now, yeah, and you're gonna see that I read your message. Yeah, I'm not one of them. Not one of them guys.
Okay, all right.
I'm not one of them.
I just I don't like to have it on because it's probably stupid and overthinking it, but I don't want you to see that I've read it and I haven't responded yet, and now you think that your message isn't worthy of a response.
Shouldn't be like that.
Well, I don't. I'm paranoid.
I know, and people do. I've had those disputes with people, and it's like, look, yes,
by the way, I tell my kids this, especially my girl, because she just got her first phone. Don't ever not respond to somebody. It's rude and
my daughter
inconsiderate. And if there's an issue with that person that's creating the whatever reason you have,
you need to
say something, or I mean. I don't want to message with you. I'm gonna block you. And then move on. Anyway, it's just
that's real
curiosity. When I see that, and anyway,
I'm a business person, and
sure.
I feel like communication is key with everything. That's why I like paying with the graphics. And I feel both sides of that argument, but yeah, my read receipts are definitely on.
Gotcha.
I don't leave nobody on red though. I really don't.
And that's I didn't know that was a thing until I went through separation, was back on the dating market again, and found out from a girl I was on a date with, that one of her kids that was like fresh into dating for the first time, came home and was like, Mom, he left me on red. And I was like, nobody better leave my kid on red. I'll come to your house, goddamn. But I just felt I could feel.
It can't get like that.
Anyway.
I don't get invested in that.
Right.
Like, it is what it is, I wish everybody did, It lets me know, like, okay, boom. It's the same thing, like, and I don't have mine online no more. It's the same thing, like, on Facebook or Instagram, it says you're online. Well, I don't have to respond to you right now. You know, just because you say I'm online doesn't mean hit me up. And that's what people would normally do.
Is that the green dot?
Yeah.
Okay.
I turn my Facebook one off because I'm online late sometimes, and people think it's okay to call you whenever or message you whenever.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
if I message you late, I'm opening that message with, "Hey, I really hope this doesn't buzz or disturb you."
The messages are fine for me. I don't care about that. If I'm asleep, I'm asleep.
Yeah.
That's how I am.
Same.
But you don't like this. This is my problem with the Facebook thing. If you don't have, my number is very easy to find. I think it's probably on my profile. On top of that, it's everywhere. But
there's a number there for sure.
But don't just call me on Facebook randomly. Don't do that.
Yeah.
That's not cool. No. Like, hit me up and say, "Hey, can I call you?" Or like, "Woo, woo, woo." But just don't. It better be an emergency. And it's 9 times out of 10, it's not.
Yeah.
So that's why I turned the Facebook thing off. I just think it's weird. Like, you see I'm online and now you want to call and think about me. It's like,
this can wait till tomorrow.
Yeah. So.
All right. Last but not least, complete this for me, please.
Bet.
The world would immediately become a better place in which to live if only
everyone smoked pot.
I got 10 joints and they all roll.
They all rolled.
Meaning ready to go.
Ready to go, yeah. And
Nice.
that's a real story too. Like
Nice.
before it was legal and stuff. And I ain't even gonna lie on camera, and I know this is going out. I haven't been smoking as much lately, or too much at all.
Okay.
But that is a part of my, life and come up and stuff like that.
Your fabric.
Yeah. So I mean, it is literally, yeah. You said it.
Nice.
But yeah. Lately I kind of been sober.
Okay.
Just getting a clear mind. I'm trying to do some big things right now, and it takes a lot of clarity, discipline. So
focus.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man.
I've smoked weed forever, and I feel like it's not going anywhere.
Nope.
And I don't need it. I went cold turkey.
Okay.
I don't care.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
so.
man. You got now. The only thing you got to add to the mix is those 8 hours a night, man.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh. Ooh.
Yeah.
I'll sing.
Ooh. 90s baby.
Yeah.
It's been out for under 2 weeks. You can find it everywhere. MABkc, MABkc is your search.
Yeah.
For whatever platform you're going to. Check it out and find a collection of other full-length albums, EPs, singles that go back to 2016. And then more stuff to come here in the calendar year of 2024. Big drops. Really appreciate you doing this, man.
Anytime, man. I appreciate you.
Good to see you. Good to hang. And talk to you soon.
Next time would be on my show.
What? You wait a minute. Did you tell me last time you were here that you were
starting a podcast?
Yeah. Okay, so that still has life to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm only 2 episodes in.
You started it.
One of them is me.
Okay.
And then I had a guest on the second episode. I'm horrible at editing, so I'm taking my time.
Okay.
But I will have you on my show.
Okay. I mean, the editing is it has to be a labor of love. Otherwise, you can get buried by it. It's just big time. So when did episode 1 drop and when did episode 2 drop?
They have not dropped.
Oh, but they're recorded.
Yes.
They're in
the vault.
Post-production.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, is there going to be an announcement?
Yes.
And then do you have a vision for how frequently you want to drop once?
Right now, I'm just taking my time.
Okay. Fair enough.
Until I get into the flow. I want to be self-sufficient and doing everything. I have a team now, but none of them really video edit either.
Okay.
Or want to just work and spend time on my stuff. So.
Selfish bastards.
I'm willing to hire people, and I've outsourced some stuff as well, but coming soon.
Cool.
And we'll have you on there for sure.
Awesome. It is better for you if folks download versus stream, correct?
Buy and download, yeah.
Buy and download?
Yeah.
Okay.
Streaming sucks.
Right. You get fractions of pennies.
Yeah.
Right.
If that. But, that's the game, we in, so I'm not mad at it. I just want to keep doing what I love.
Heck yeah. So I love that.
I don't care about the other stuff. I don't want to be famous off of that. Like, I would love to be, taking care of my family off of music. Sure. But that's not a goal for me anymore, to be rich and famous. I'm already rich.
Right? Rich with love.
Exactly.
MABkc, 90s baby. Check it out.
Let's go.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, man.
See you.
Super dope.